Hello everyone, my name is John Duty and thank you for joining our channel today. And today I have a very gracious, amazing guest today. I'll be your host, Joe. How do we start even introducing this guest? What's your name?
Hi everyone, my name is Tracy Wairish.
Tracy Wairish?
Yes, call me Wairish, yes.
Tracy Wairish. Where are you from, Tracy?
Nakuru too.
Hey.
Nakuru? Nakuru in Kenya. Hey, Nakuru. Kumbe Nakuru. How come people from Nakuru know how to maneuver these things? But then, just as a disclaimer, I went to school. I went to high school in Nakuru, so I can have bragging rights as well for Nakuru. So, Tracy from Nakuru, and so far you've been in the United States for how long?
On the 25th. No, oh my gosh, when? September. 17 years.
For 17 years. You've been in the States for 17 years. Does it feel like yesterday or you feel like umeshakuwa mwenyeji?
It feels like maybe 10.
It feels like 10 years.
Yeah.
So, Tracy, did you get a green card or how did you land here? Ama ulivuka border pale chini ya maji, Texas?
It's incredible. Yeah, I
So-
came through military.
You came through military.
Yeah.
How does that work? Because previously I had a guest from Kenya as well. His name is Edu, and he explained to us that he came through a green card and he gave us a process. How do people come using the military?
So mine is like diplomat status. I came through diplomat. My dad was military and he was brought here and he was allowed to bring the family. So that's how I came.
Oh, he was a diplomat in Kenya. Then he got a job here.
Yes, he was not a diplomat in Kenya. I'm trying to explain it's like diplomacy being brought here.
I understand
Yes.
that
Yeah,
concept.
yeah.
Then when you move here, they allow you to bring your family.
Yes.
So that's also another way of migrating to the US if your family members, immediate family members, are in any job that is almost in diplomacy. Yeah. Okay, so you've been here for 17 years. Wewe niko sure uko najua knowledge ya hapa vizuri. How has it been?
I came when I was 20, so I'm almost half and half since I came. Yeah.
You came when you were 20,
Yes.
ukachanganikiwa kidogo before you knew your way around.
Yeah. But it's been fine. Mekwa half and half. So I see both sides. I still go back. So, and I've kept my foundation of Kenya because I've seen so much happening here with people who come
Kenya.
and go. I see all of it.
Yeah.
But I've kept my foundation and it's been good.
What's the one thing that most Kenyans that come here might go wrong or just don't get it right and end up messing their life or the opportunity they have? What's the one thing that you've noticed so far from the Kenyans who come here?
Yeah, the main thing is for every new Kenyan who comes in, the majority will be involved in, they'll start their small work, CNA stuff, and then it'll open ways, they'll start getting money, so they'll do more and more jobs. Now, people who came from church, we always know Sunday is church.
Yeah.
But when you come here and you start doing CNA, Sunday is when they pay you more.
Oh.
So I see people start shifting, church people especially.
Yeah, so you forget church,
They
you follow
always
the
start,
money.
looking for money on Sundays. And they'll say, okay, it's just this one Sunday. And then it becomes a habit. Then they forget. And then also, when they start going to nursing school, and they finish nursing school and they start making money, if they came as a family, most of the time they'll break up.
If they came as a family, most of the time it doesn't work.
It does not work.
Why not?
Like, let's say husband, wife came here with kids. If the wife starts doing nursing school and she starts getting more money than the husband, now she starts thinking that she knows better and stuff like that.
Yeah, like you can't tell me nothing.
Yeah, you can't tell me anything.
Yeah,
And they start being a shift,
yeah,
and they break up, and it happens a lot. I've seen that in and out.
yeah,
So, what I would say is, if you're coming from Kenya as a family or a church, just know your worth. Keep your foundations.
mhm,
Don't let this money, mess with you.
yeah,
It messes with a lot of people, and a lot of people get deported.
deported.
A lot of people go to jail.
Oi,
A lot of people die with this money.
this man is
It's
not
no joke.
It's no joke.
Yeah.
Hey, so it's not. I think it's apart from the culture shock, there is also the money shock. You come from a society or a situation where you only had 200 bob in your pocket, and now you have this job which is paying you a lot of money. All of a sudden, you can afford things. It's easy psychologically; it messes you up. If you're not careful, it can mess you up.
Yes.
That's one thing that most Kenyans struggle with, but who come here. And I'm sure it's not just Kenyans, most maybe people from other continents.
Yes.
The opportunities sometimes is so big.
Yeah, it's not just Kenyans. It's usually people who come here from other countries. Like, I've seen Asians,
Mhm.
mostly like Filipinos, maybe, or anyone else who has been married and has been brought to the country.
Yeah.
And they start getting the culture shock and realizing how big the money is.
Yeah. They're like, Sasa, why do I even need you?
Yes.
So marriages
Yeah.
break a lot.
Yes, marriages break up.
And in this society, divorce is not a big deal. People just leave each other there every day. It's not like African context.
That's the bad thing about this place. There's
Mhm.
lots of good things, but that's the bad. Money causes a lot of stuff, problems.
So when you started hustling and you started now getting into the job scene, what are some of the things you've done and where are you right now?
Some of the things I did.
Yeah, maybe just a brief snippet of some of the jobs that you've done and where you started vis-a-vis where you are now.
So I've done 3 jobs
Mhm.
only.
Uh-huh. So where's your kubadilisha kazi?
No, I'm very loyal, faithful.
Yeah.
My first job was I worked at the base for Kambi.
Uh-huh.
At the military base. That was my first job, and I was a bagger.
What is a
Bagger ni
bagger?
kama unajua ukienda like Nakumat,
Yeah.
Tuskies, all that. Ukisha nunua vitu naweka kwa
Oh.
bag.
I thought it
Naweka
was
kwa
a
gari.
burger ya kukula. I thought it's a burger.
So tunaitwa baggers. Unabeba unaweka kwa gari. And then they pay you in tips. So 1 bob, 2 bob.
Oh.
That was my first money.
Yeah.
Because I left just after high school, so I never worked again.
Yeah.
And that was my first money ever. So $1 was a lot for me.
Yeah, because $1 is 100 and something.
Yes.
So if you, at the end of the day, they give you $10, you have like 1,000.
Oh, I had so many ones in my
Oh,
pocket.
you had so many ones.
So many ones.
Yeah.
So every time I go deposit, they always look at me like, why you have so many ones?
Yeah.
What kind of job are you doing?
Yeah.
Just tips.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was my first job.
Uh-huh.
Then my second job was I got an apartment, and it was close to a Walgreens, which is a chemist. So it was a walking distance. I just walked in because it was right there, and I applied. It said now hiring, so I applied, and I got my job the next day. And I started with that company, and I've been with it this whole time.
Walgreens.
Walgreens pharmacy.
Damn.
I was a chemist.
You started there and you were very faithful. They must have been paying you well.
It was not even about paying.
Was it the convenience of the distance between that and your house?
Yes, that's how it started. And also, my parents went back, so I was left here with my sisters, and I needed to work to pay rent.
Yeah.
I couldn't ask them for rent, so
Yeah.
I had to work. I could not mess up because I was the one paying rent,
Yeah.
food bills, and all that. So I remained faithful in that company, and anytime I thought of leaving, I was like, I don't have rent for next month.
Oh.
So it enslaved me.
So, and you know, in one of the
And I ended
videos,
up loving it.
in one of the videos I mentioned about living paycheck to paycheck in America,
Yeah.
which is very common. I've personally lived paycheck to paycheck, and I was in a white collar job. Like if I miss one paycheck in one of the 2 weeks, I am struggling. Like I'm in my knees. I might even sleep outside. So that's the one thing I noticed about this country. You might live well. Actually, you might be driving, living in a good apartment, having some nice stuff, but you're just at the edge whereby you can't miss a paycheck. And that might enslave you in a job for a while. So you encountered that as well.
Yes, paycheck to paycheck.
Oh, paycheck to paycheck is
I
a real
knew
thing.
every money I had in my bank,
Mhm.
every cent I knew.
You knew how, and you knew how
I
to
knew how
budget
much
for
I
it.
had.
Damn, damn,
That is
damn.
paycheck.
By the way, and people sometimes back at home might look at pictures, maybe on social media, of the lives people live here who are from home, and think, hey, who are you? These people have a lot of money. They don't know that it's possible here to live paycheck to paycheck. And it's just maybe my white collar job or Walgreens, anyone in any job because of the economy. So how did you eventually remove yourself from that entrapment of Walgreens? And the Walgreens is a good company. It's
It
just
is very good.
yeah.
So because I started a long time ago, I became very good at it, and so I started getting promotions. And you go all the way until became a manager. So all those promotions also, staying in too long, you become good at your job.
Yeah.
And so now you start thinking of other ways. How can I can't be living the way I used to live back then.
Yeah.
I need to think about, investments, things like that.
Yeah.
Now, get a better car, get a house or
Better
something like
house,
that, have savings, things like that. You can think the same way.
Yeah.
If you have $2, you'll only think with a $2 mind.
Yeah.
But if you start making money, you have to start thinking. So that's how I did it. And then finally, my third job, which is what I'm doing now.
What are you doing
is
now?
I joined the military.
You joined the military as well.
Yeah, I joined the military as well. But I joined as a reservist, so I can have 2 jobs, my regular Walgreens and then this one, so that's 2 paychecks. So.
And what does a reservist mean? If you are a military in the reserve, what does it mean?
So a reservist means you have a regular job that you go to Monday to Friday, and then reservist is you work twice a week or a month.
It's like part-time.
It is part-time.
Military part-time.
Military part-time. So they call you, you show up, you do your 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, and then you go back to your regular life. If they need you, they'll always call you, but you're not there every day. They only go there when they need you. So that's why.
Copy. So from tips, burger, Walgreens, now military, and after right now, are you in active military or training status?
Active training status.
Active training status. So after training, you go back to become military stroke Walgreens. You still have your 2 jobs. What's your take on our viewers who are still in Kenya and would like to come to the US and they have their own imaginations or their own perception or questions about this great country? What would you advise them?
So like I was saying in the beginning, know what you're worth, have a plan. And I advise you to come here with your stuff ready, like your paperwork sorted out, you have a plan where you're going to stay. There's this small things that I advise when you come here to stay. Get a phone, a laptop. It's small, but it's very powerful.
Yeah.
A phone and a laptop. Those are major. Not really. Laptop, not really, but a phone.
Yeah.
A working phone.
And you're paying for the bill for that phone.
Yes.
Yeah.
And a means of transport. Just a way you can move from one place to another, because the thing that brings chaos when you come here and you're staying with a host you don't have a phone, well, you have your phone back at home, but if you come here and you don't have a way to communicate, and you're always asking your host, oh, can I use your phone? It'll start creating little small tensions. I see that. And a way to move around. If you are always wanting to go somewhere and they're going to work,
and you want to,
they
have to take this. You, please drop me at 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Even if you get a job and you're like, can you drop me at work as you're going to your work? Yeah.
Very inconvenient.
It'll start inconvenience, and it's a small thing, but it grows. It brings separation.
Yeah.
I have seen that. So that's what I'm saying. Come, know your stuff. Know that maybe you will stay with your host for maybe 2 months, but you're already planning ahead. You'll start a job, maybe CNA, and you'll start getting money. That way you can start getting Uber.
Yeah.
So you cannot inconvenience them. And so as you're doing that, you just kind of save money, and maybe by 6 months, think about moving out. 6 month period is a good incubation period. If you start passing 6 months, they start getting inconvenience.
Yeah.
The families always do that. I don't know why, but this is something that always happens.
So it's possible for your host, who's a member of your family,
yes,
or it might even be a direct or immediate family. It's possible for you to come here. And right now you're talking in Kenya when they are here and it's very nice, but when you come here, it's possible for the relationship to go south.
Yes.
That happens a lot.
All the time.
But your family members can start mistreating you or being rude to you when you come here, when you're living with them.
Because you are like a slave. You have nothing. You can't go anywhere without their help.
Yeah.
You can't buy food or do anything without their help.
Yeah.
And so they'll start mistreating you, and they'll start seeing you as an inconvenience.
So ni kama vile kukaa na relatives and they don't want you to be around no more.
Yeah. It's different.
You're eating their food
Kenya,
for free. Oh, if in
Kenya,
Kenya,
it's different.
Because
but if you come
here you don't have
changes.
an alternative. Yeah. Actually, no, in Kenya I think it's good because if you're staying with, say, your aunties, they can't mistreat you that bad because they know there will be another auntie somewhere. You will tell your shosho, you will tell your buka, but here it's just you. It's just you and that host. You can't go anywhere else. You don't have a job. You're eating their food. You want them to drop you and all that. So it becomes a little bit difficult.
Yeah. So it's much better. That's why I said, come prepared. Know your stuff. It's much better if you come with a green card because that way you're kind of independent.
Yeah.
And you can move out whenever because you have your paperwork. But if you're all this other status, you're in the mercy of someone who you don't know might just change at any moment.
Every day they might kick you out or mistreat you
and
you
always
can't leave.
wondering, is this the day I might get kicked out? Yeah. It's very sad.
What was the lowest moment in America so far? When you felt like this place where I just need to go back home?
Oh, my lowest moment is when my parents went back and I had to grow up instantly.
Yeah.
Because, we lived together. I didn't know how hard life was. We were cushioned. We always had maids, things like that.
Yeah.
And then they leave and I'm the firstborn.
You have to take on the mantle.
So, yeah.
And be the one who's the parent now.
And then now you have to find a job. And you have to go to school too. And you have to take care of the others.
Crazy.
And so that's when it hit me and I was like, I cannot be calling my parents every time asking for rent money.
Yeah.
Because they're also trying to raise money themselves. Their money, the equivalent is not the same.
Yeah. So back in Kenya, definitely if they're dealing with shillings and you are dealing with dollars, and you're asking for rent money, say $1,000, that's 100, almost over 100 Kenyan shillings. That's a different, a lot of money.
You can be asking that and then also ask for school fees.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to pick one.
You have to pick one struggle. And
one.
most of the time they can confidently pay for school fees but not house.
Yes, they can pick one. So this is where you have to grow up and be like, you know what, I have to work hard at work. I can't just quit.
Yeah.
you have to actually work hard so you can get other things. It's not just, school fees, rent, other things, small bills, even going to eat.
Everything is money.
Everything is money. So that was my lowest moment before I could grasp, that was my lowest moment.
Awesome. At this point, I think my takeaway would be, if you're looking to come to the US, our guests just informed us, have your paperwork right. Make sure that your paperwork is good, because it will make life easier for you. And also, this is something that has been repeated again. Information. Make sure you have a phone or a laptop to look for information. It's out there. Think outside the box, look for information, and go make hay while the sun shines. And lastly, it will not be easy. You'll just have to be hard-headed and go and make sure you just do what you have to do. Thank you very much for coming, and thank you for your time. I'm sure we will talk again and again as you give us insights about this great nation, all the way from Nakuru. And I have been your host, John Duty. Thank you very much. Awesome. Shukran, manze.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.